putting photon cannon inside of his main as well for any possible attacks coming at that. Sunken Colony coming out the 8 o'clock base for Jaedong. 5 Zealots barreling down, but he has a lot of Zerglings just in case he needs that support with speed, so they're going to be able to reinforce very quickly. He's going to have some Hydras there as well. Has a couple Hydras. More Hydras. No, okay, I thought it was possibly more Hydras morphing, but there are 7 Zealots, and Scourge now going to... yeah, one hit, both hit, the Corsair goes down. So he didn't really go very heavy Corsair, so I might not be going for initial Dark Temper, just instead gonna... Bisu has generally not really been going very heavily on those. He has speed on the Zealots. You might actually be thinking of finally going for attack. We're gonna see whether actually wait for weapons 1 or not. Is it something like at least gonna engage some Zerglings that are out there, and he's gonna try to go for this. And even more Zealots now coming in to support. There are gonna be Zealots to attack. Drone's gonna be pulled off. I'm gonna try to at least go onto the side, trying to not be engaged by those Zealots. More Zerglings and Hydras on the field. Zealots are still going to be engaging a lot of those Zerglings. Weapons 1, I believe, still not quite active. Still, yeah, Weapons 1, never mind. Hazard just now kicked in, so just the timing. Bisu going to give him more Zealots. He's going to be able to attack this base. We'll see who actually manages to do anything. This is exactly what Protest players need to do these days. Really just put on the constant pressure. Just has to make sure he doesn't lose too much. These Zealots engaging very well. This Sunken Colony is still attacking them. Another Zealot goes down. Sunken Colony is down, and no defensive forces at this point. A lot of Zealots in there. They're going to be able to take on all these drones. Only single lurker there. The lurker manages to barrel though. Oh, this is critical. One single lurker is going to save Jaedong's life here. Zealots are going to be forced back 2 lurkers at this point. Jaedong saves his own entire base just with the lurkers and nothing else. As you see, no observers in sight. So this is also a heavy weakness. You can just go for lurkers and not being expected for anything to happen. A Scourge and the lurker combo going to be forced to attack these probes. Bisu apparently spotting this. He pulled a lot of probes off the line. Still expecting an attack, but nothing happening. Jaedong apparently possibly thinking it didn't get caught, but yeah, though a lot of the probes we pulled off the line are actually still there. Robotics facility just now coming down, so Observatory is going to be up fairly soon. A lot of Zealots still on the field alongside Archon support. So Bisu, this I was saying, Bisu has been more converting to this these days. Rather than going for his heavy Dark Templar attack, he tends to go a lot more for a heavy ground arm. He's gonna do the Archon splash damage trick. Just gonna attack his own Zealot and kill that lurker. Oh, one Zealot loses his life, and now another gonna take its place. Zealot's gonna survive, maybe, if the Archon stops attacking him. But the lurker behind the base, that's good on. Meanwhile, now Jaedong action attack natural expansion, gonna try to break the wall. There are 4 lurkers outside. High Templar on the field. I'm not quite sure if they have Storm or not. I know they're just going to morph into Archons, and now Observers are critical. They're going to be critical. Jaedong is going to try to force the break here. Going to take down the Forge. Meanwhile, take down the lower left-hand mineral only that he has going for him. There are a lot more gates. 6 gateways at this point for Bisu, so he's going to be producing mostly Zealots and Archons. Getting himself Archons at this point, just focusing on weapons upgrades. Getting some... oh, man, allowing some free hits on those Archons. He has Observers at this point, I assume, so... yeah, there we go. First Observer coming in, so the Archons and Zealots are going to moving down with some Lurkers. Alongside Zerglings is coming in support, but I think that one single Observer is going to be able to allow to Bisu to break out of this contain here. Lurkers still on the ground. Zealots is surrounding them, killing them all. 2 Lurkers, the only thing left behind, going to be forced back. Zealots and Archons. And Jaedong, despite having those 3 bases, he did get his 8 o'clock heavily harassed. While Bisu has stayed on those 2 bases without any sort of harassing, and he's going to be able to just continue to build up this army. He's going to actually send another force to the lower left hand. There are going to be... yeah, Jaedong, of course, getting ready for that. Only 3 lurkers, though. They are going to be forced back a little bit while Bisu waits for his Observer to come into support. But as soon as that happens, he's going to start engaging Hydras in the field as well. Even more lurkers coming in. We're going to see if those Hydras and Archon are going to be enough. Archon, of course, very good to help out here, but he doesn't have much health left. Only 4 Zealots alongside Archon. 1 single lurker alongside Hydras. Archon goes down. There's the Observer in the air, but you can see Zealots are going to actually continue engaging these forces on the ground alongside this Observer support. There are going to be some eggs morphing in. Jaedong trying to block the pathway, and is gonna force Bisu back. But Bisu doing a lot of army damage, not losing too heavily on himself. Going to take his mineral only upper left hand. Meanwhile, adding in 2 gateways, ready on all sides. Not just got only his initial Corsair just for the scouting purposes. Didn't manage to kill 1 single Overlord. So he's just going to stick to this ground army. And this transition, despite allowing you the way that these protests play, they do. Okay, never mind. The Corsair thing is going to be getting the Corsair on the field. You notice that this game, despite being a casual game, kind of is playing very seriously. These guys are not chatting each other, both playing at their best. I assume they got their highest APM going here. More cannons being put down for defensive purposes by Bisu. He just wants to make sure he doesn't get dropped with lurkers on his base and can be heavily damaged there. Jaedong actually thinking of trying to go for another break, possible. Has lurkers as Hydras in the field, decide to not, just trying to hold a pseudo-contain on Bisu here. Bisu does have some High Templar on the field. He really needs to mix up. He has some Zealots and Archons on the field, but he needs to get some High Templar help as well. Dragoons on the field now. So he's just trying to build an all-around army. Goons, Zealots, and High Templar at this point. Maybe he's deciding that Archons aren't really what he wants at this point. Seen him play with an army consisting of pretty much all those ground forces available, aside from even with Dark Templar available. So we're going to see what he actually decides to be ready for. He does have weapons 1 at this point. Jaedong only has weapons. I'm sorry, Bisu has weapons 2, and Jaedong only has weapons 1 for his Hydras. So he's not been upgrading much at all. Just adding production hatchery there at this point. Only 1 Evo Chamber. Never mind, 2 Evo Chambers pulsating at this point. So we are going to be seeing weapons 2 and Carapace 2. Meanwhile, now Jaedong thinking over break. Some Zerglings are going to be running past their Hydras, and Lorca's coming in. No High Templar to be visible. Oh man, the Observer's coming to help to try to support some Zealot there as well, but these Hydras are going to be able to engage some Lorcas on the ground as well. Reinforcements are going to be coming in right now for Bisu, who's going to come in. Zealots first, going to try to engage some of these Hydras as the High Templar are going to be walking and possibly try to storm this. Oh man, Lorcas are going to be taken down though, and the Hydra's going to be forced back, so Bisu forced this attack back. High Templars coming in to support just in case. No Overlords in the air to help those Scourge take out those Observers. So Jaedong really not being able to take an advantage here. Bisu is going to take the 2 o'clock base, and with his weapons 2 advantage has just been taking the hurt to Jaedong here. Nice storm, catching a lot of Hydras there. Second storm, and Jaedong's going to run some of his Hydras around. Unfortunately, straight into that. Yet another beautiful storm. Nice army composition here. Unfortunately, storming some of his own Dragoons there, as they were being forced upon by some Zerglings, I believe. But never mind, he's going to go for the lower left hand here. Going to try to take down Jaedong. Doesn't have many forces at all. Hydras and Zealots and Dragoons, as well as High Templar support. A lot more Zealots is running down. Barrel first, and GG coming in. Not quite sure what Barrel first beating with Barrel first. What the heck is that? GG from Jaedong. So, yeah, he could have tried to keep on playing, but at that point, there was really no point. He was not going to be allowed to expand yet again. Bisu was getting his 4th base up while Jaedong was just on his 4th. He was not going to be able to go out and do any sort of heavy damage. So overall, challenge team wins 4-2. I'm not sure if there would have been an ace match of any sort if this had ended differently, but hey, it's still fun. Challenge team, aka SKT1 plus a couple of guys, beats Passion team, aka Jaedong and other people. Well, Jaedong, Flash, Stork, that kind of stuff. But overall, just fun all-star games overall. Jaedong looking a little bit disappointed in himself there. But hey, it's just try to enjoy yourself. These guys, these last 2 matches have been way too serious compared to the fact this should be a semi-casual thing. They're going to go and most likely shake hands at this point. So hope you guys enjoyed these casts. They've been fun. Kind of a nice little warm-up for the Pro League that's going to be coming up. There's also going to be MSL sometime soon, I'm assuming. There's always another MSL, people. So this has been Ranshin. GG, guys. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.